Welcome, friends. Today we are doing another live stream. Tremendous. How are we? I hope we're all well. I hope you have a nice flight, Paul Ephemeral. Hello and goodbye. Juro, welcome. Spaced Out, Dev, Paroli. How are we all? You might be a secret German for how precise you are, says Spaced Out. A secret German? If I was German, I would just say. So how are we? How have we been? Are you okay? I'm okay. What's the background noise, says Moise. Moise Audio, it is my fan. It's been quite warm here. I can turn it off if it's giving you real hassle. But it will get hot. If you would prefer us to turn it off, it's not a problem. I discovered that Amber and Nargile reminds me of Orbit Bubble Mint, the pink ones. Orbit. Bloody hell. All good, mate. Stay hydrated. I will stay hydrated. That is essentially about 80% of what I do, is stay hydrated. Time for a trip through the Enchanted Forest. I will be wearing Enchanted Forest soon, I think. I had an unlicensed therapy session led by Eugene yesterday, so that was something. Oh, God. Good evening, Drawn by Sense. Good evening, Dushan. Noir de Noir. Nice. Headless Sense. I'm sorry to hear about your head. I hope you find it. How are we all? DJ, welcome. Much do you like Allure Chanel? I need to test the Sporto Extreme ones. When I was a boy, I used to think Allure was brilliant, and then I smelled it again when I got bang into perfume, and I just didn't like it anymore. It was too metallic. It's got like a metallic edge to it. Absolute Paul Espoir. Try and Silence the Sea. Horrid. It's viciously bad, isn't it? It's considerably terrible. Ambra Superfluid by Les Eaux Primordiales smells fantastic on my skin. I've heard people talk about that brand, actually. I love Ambra Superfluid. This is supply and demand. Pradeep, what's this? What's this? Have you tried Rose de Jamal? Yeah, it's fantastic. Pure, you can get sample sets. There's no need to blind buy. What am I wearing today? Aha, I'll tell you what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing this. I'm wearing vintage Koros. I found myself thinking, fuck it. I need to reacquaint myself with one of the best scents of all time. We're having like an Indian summer here, where it's hot in the autumn. So I've been not struggling, but it's been hot, let's put it like that, and I've got my autumn and winter rotation out. Oh. Rich, I'm wondering if my next purchase should be modern Mitsuko Belan or Sultan Pasha Ratar. It is quite the conundrum. I need to rewatch remaining 2/3 of your changeover stream. I've loved seeing what stays and what goes, says Drawn by Sense. It's an epic one. I haven't done. This is my first stream since then, actually, isn't it? This is my first stream since then. It's been. How has it been? It's been. I'm not going to go on about it, but I've been very well. Like, for the last couple of months, really. So, you will have noticed content has slowed down a bit. But I'm okay. It's like I'm not dying or anything like that. I just feel like I am. Scent of the day is Rêve d'Océan from Aritzia Legrand. It's really nice incense. What are you wearing, Duchamp? Dev is wearing Panther. I think having a 2-hour stream and holding our attention is a great skill to have, says Spaced Out. Yeah, I think the skill in streaming, right, is not being too self-conscious, which I'm not. Most people who would know us would tell you that I'm not overly self-conscious, and knowing when to end it. Because me and Eugene had this conversation in passing a few months ago, and me and him were saying, like, it's just some streams when they go on too long, you just descend into talking shite, and it usually ends up talking about other people, which is just the worst. It's just the worst, you know. I only talk about other people when. Or I try to only talk about other people when I've got something nice to say. It doesn't always fucking work out that way, but you know what I mean. Rich, I was going to say the other day, hold on, putting your summer fragrances away. I've noticed over the past 10 years or so, the British summer goes well into September now. Yeah, I know, but I'm a creature of habit. I am a duck of habit. You know, for better or for worse, usually for worse. But that is kind of where I'm at. Sorry, I'm just fannying about with the light. The Leon is so freaking good, says Supply and Demand. I don't say that, he does. You shan't have had COVID since Friday, so I've been too sick to do anything, but I'll DM you soon to figure out how to mail you things. Queer the Sheen and Saffron Super Fluid this weekend was so good. Sing another day, oh sorry. Geelong Sunday Discovery set by Santa Maria Novella. I got that. I wasn't impressed with what they actually put into it. I wish they'd put better stuff in. Keep my streams to a maximum of 1 hour because that's usually when my energy as a host dies. I wore the Breton's Grimoire out of a sample today, and I think I have to spend some more time with that one. Really interesting. Elemi and frankincense dotted with some other nice things. Will you have to move more to more northern climes if the weather gets hotter in general, says Rachel? Fly north for the summer, you know, and stay there. I just won't return. I won't return south. Oh. I think Antace is the best Chanel, says Supply and Demand. It's certainly my favourite. I can't think of one that I like more, you know. Cartier Oud and Amber is like a better version of the Leon, much better. It says spaced out. I just don't like the Leon. I don't like Shalimar either. I'm not a big fan of like labdanum centric fragrances. Like fragrances that are all about the labdanum. I could do without it. Supply and Demand says, I'm so happy we have a Chanel boutique in our town. Excuse me. There's not a single one in my country, says Dev. This Cartier one has a gorgeous crackling incense. My messages have stopped working, unfortunately. Benjamin Bohem is delicious, says Pradeep. I'm getting some exclusives decants from Dushan though. Boy was underwhelming. I couldn't justify pulling the trigger on Boy. Like at all. You know? Just no. It's do any of you know what happened? Do any of you happen to know anyone who works at Cordings of London? I've had the worst problem with them and genuinely I'm at my wit's end how to fix it. I don't know who they are. Boy, it's sort of boring to me. The opening can be too much with the aldehydes and sharp lavender and grapefruit. 31 Rue Cambon is very nice. Any vids on how to decant, tips, tricks, and maybe the better vials to use over others? Get a pipette. If you're decanting from a spray bottle, do it at an angle so that the spray hits the wall of the vial before it actually slides down it, because then you'll lose less. Don't let the perfume get onto any surfaces, because it will fucking eat through them or remove any kind of paint or markings. The vials I use are just ones off Amazon, but if I'm getting 10ml, if I'm using like these are the ones that I use for my decants and stuff. This is where I decant my Dior Privés, Bois d'Argent. Yeah, I need to actually re-top this up. I'm gonna wear this. Thoughts on Diptyque Fleur de Peau? Not my favourite one. And finally smelled Mind Games, overpriced corporate shite. They push it on you hard, and Neiman says Supply and Demand. Hello, Caroline, how are you? Hello, Justin. New Coromandel batches are basically water with slight patchouli and amber. Terrible. Oh yeah. It's a good thing I have my EDP. Is this it, or is this Sycamore? This is Sycamore EDT. Oh yes. I think I might have to wallop this on at some point soon. I've sold a few perfumes recently, friends. I'm not gonna lie. I have. I sold Oud Palau. Just don't wear it. And I put it up for like 80 or 90 quid and somebody bought it instantly. I've sold my Zaharoff Tabac, but the guy asked me to put off sending it until Thursday. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'm sure there's a YouTube video on how to remove a security tag, says Silver Panther. I bought a jacket from Cordings of London 6 years ago. They sent me a very expensive jacket with the security tag attached. I've been emailing them for 6 years. Jesus. Silver Panther, the kind they use will explode with ink if you mess up and ruin the garment. Oh dear. King Koros, welcome Nessuna Recompensa. Welcome. How are you? I have not seen you here before, but you are welcome. Most welcome. Please tell us what you are wearing today. Aye. Big bodybuilder indeed. I ho. Welcome, Eugene. How are you? Very unusual seeing Eugene not stream yesterday. Like vacated for dinner, and there were other people lurking on the stream. Is the new Eris any good? I am curious about Scorpio Rising, but the price, yikes. He left the stream to those 3 young gentlemen. Spy and Mash, are you off to work, mate? It's nice but not great. The new Eris has its place. I was on there, Rich, says Dev. I know. I know. Silver Panther. I don't want to ruin a very expensive jacket. This is their mistake and they should exchange it for one without a tag. Hi, Mitch. Today I wear Koros and Now Under My Skin by Francesca Bianchi, says Nessuna Recompensa. Very nice. The world has turned on its head. Rachel, are there not any shops like near you who could just like remove the security tag themselves? I'll still have a bunch of just finishing what Nessuna Recompensa was on the sassy. Song by Alfred Song Vintage for Women is great too, says Justin. Scorpio is not. It's too spicy for me. Oh, no comment. Danka. You think they have the decency to reply to an email and say, sorry, can't help you, absolute bastards. It's pretty shit. I don't know anyone who works. I've never even heard of them. I just searched it. It takes a strong magnet. It takes 2 seconds. This Silver Panther. I've taken it in and they all think I've stolen it. Oh dear. Maybe the shop belongs to Megan Monk, says Prody. It's a bit of a mystery because I don't know. The shops won't remove any tag unless it's purchased from their own store. I see. Oh, that's a true OG. A new Crew Carmona is super shite, says Supply and Demand. Yes, I can thoroughly believe that. Absolutely I can. It sounds shite, colour shite. Sorry to state the obvious, but have you tried ringing them? Posh shop in St James's, says Spy and Mash. Rich, have you played Starfield? No, and I don't think I'm going to either. It looks shit. It looks super generative. After 6 years, I'm angry. I never get angry, says Rachel. Keep listening to that song from the Dior 2005 commercial, says Space Junk. Yes, today I have had a bit of a challenge. I have tried Kuros and it worked fantastically, but it is a little warm. I've had to have the air conditioning on. I mean, you can hear it going in the background. I've had to have the air conditioning on. I can't stand the heat. I like Mark Jacobs' bang, but wish the opening lasted longer. Supply and demand says, I hate seeing Clive Christian getting more popular and in more stores. Normies only think it's good because it's expensive. I agree. I have rung them up, says Rachel. They put me on hold for a very long time, then hang up. What you need to go in with it. It's a shame because it would be a very good customer of theirs if this hadn't happened this way. You need a strong magnet, Rachel. I don't know where you can get a strong magnet from. I don't know if you can leave a review on their website. Tell them that they're shit. Clive Christian wormed their way into a lot of stores, says DJ. Yeah, I don't rate Clive Christian at all. I wore Eta Libra d'Orange, Tom of Finland, bed last night. I'm looking at that stuff, it looks very posh. Upmarket, they call themselves. I mean, how much of a wanker have you got to be to call yourself upmarket? Sorry friends, I got a bit distracted there. The fucking messages aren't working. I have to keep refreshing the page. There's already Vintage Lily on commentary now, says DJ. Richard, I live and work in London, if that helps, but only work nights. Ah, welcome Robes, how are you? John Hoy says, Rich, excited for the autumn-winter collection. It's thick, it's rich, it's dense. Yes. And I realised how lopsided my collection is in favour of autumn and winter fragrances. Amazing. I'm going to dehydrate. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Ooh. Marvellous. I have returned to you, my friends. Thank God. Okay. Let's have a look what the people are saying. Fragrance Journey, welcome. Just unboxed Surge Noir. What a fantastic blind buy that was. Spicy Surge. Yes. I have got a bottle somewhere. I need to unbox it and get it out. Get it worn. What else? So sorry, Rich. Since we live in the country, there are good clothes for wearing around the barn and horses. Do not be sorry. Surge Noir reminds me of a homeless dude who rolled in spices for 5 years. Nice. I don't get the shilling for Jean-Paul Gaultier or myself. Are they sending free bottles now too? No, but new releases get clicks. You know what I mean? That's a solid first line of fragrances. Tower, MFK, Mall, the Black Currant God. That's right. I will put this back from whence it came. I wore Royal Oud yesterday as well. Royal Oud I'm going to give a bash in the autumn. We'll see how that goes. Or Royal Cedar as it should be known. Funny, the best smelling thing I smelled this weekend was Antace and Polo Red Parfum versus all the new niche I smelled. They're all shite. There's loads of... There's absolute dross out there at the minute. It's shocking. I've been wanting to try Andy Tower fragrances, the less people pleasing ones if possible. Where should I start? Oof. The less people pleasing ones. Incense Extreme. That shit is livid. Justin says, ooh, if Anoush has vintage Yataghan, I'm buying. Rich, have you tried Koros Tattoo? I haven't. What do you think of Yataghan by Caron, Richard? That's very interesting because I was smelling that the other day. Very spicy to the point it'll make you sneeze. Yeah, spicy as fuck. I've got 2 bottles of it. I'm thinking of parting with one of them and just having one of them because 2 of them is just too much of that stuff. What do you think? I got myself a free bottles? Yes, really? Or YSL sending out free bottles? Yikes. The Oud Justin. Aye, the Tower's Oud's fucking rotten. Alex Mark is absolutely catastrophic. Yeah, it is. It's a shocking fragrance. I think that one of the few non-people ones he hasn't been discontinued or might have been discontinued. I'd like to wear some cooler weather scents, but it's still 95. Yikes. It's interesting. You know, this little period we're going through at the minute for like the next 3 or 4 weeks before it starts getting actually cooler. It's interesting wearing fragrances a little bit out of season. You know? Divine, welcome. How are you? I think Rich likes Yataghan. I think Yataghan is a masterpiece of the highest order, says Justin. YSL is dead, says Proddy. Y line bleu, L'Homme line bleu, myself line bleu, ocean of bleu crap, yes. I feel the same, bring on the autumn temperature drop, yes. Love Yataghan, I think Anoush has bottles, says Rachel. Sundowner is my mother's favourite fragrance. I recently bought her Champs-Elysees and it's okay for her taste, says Duchamp. First red flag of myself is the refill bottles promoted already. Yeah. Oh, Venusia's vintage bottles I'm buying. Which have you tried Koros Tattoo? No. Do many even know Tower's last release, Golistan? Hey, Tower's... I fear Tower may have peaked too early, you know. I mean, you might as well put it to bed now. He's never going to top Lone Star Memories. Oh, fucking Lead Desert American. You know, he's just not. Especially Laird of Desert Mattercairn. Now, I think I prefer Lone Star Memories, but Laird of Desert Mattercairn is it's a defining 21st century perfume. It can't be denied, and if somebody does try to deny it, they're just trying to be fucking edgy. I think I prefer Lone Star Memories, but oh, it's so good. Well, Côte du Desert was a mistake, says DJ. Bastardization of the original Frag's concept. If someone came up next to me wearing a Côte du Desert, I would run. Hey Duncan, thanks for the tattoo idea. Afghanistan was so bad, says DJ. Yeah, again smells like a bear. Bears smell like musk and rotting meat, by the way. We have to buy Lyric Man, says Supply and Demand. I've had to lower the volume in front of this kid to keep them from repeating your swear words, says Lily. Marvellous. I'm good, thinking about my next purchase and waiting on the 2 bottles I ordered. They sent me the wrong one. I got the original one for free, so I paid $700 for 3 bottles that retail for $16.50. Selling third. Wow. Bloody hell. I don't care about season, I'll wear vintage chorus on the surface of Mercury, says Justin. I'd like to send you a decant of Lyric Man, says Duchamp. Rachel, I just watched someone remove a tag with a fork. You can do this. I want to wear your jacket. I want you to wear your jacket. Really? I'll reinvestigate on YouTube. The last time I researched was 2019, to be fair. Was the video the kind that shoots ink? Are current bottles of Lone Star worth buying, says Justin? Yes. Use a fork or pliers. Send me the link, I'll do it. Tower discontinues if he can't make. And he's discontinued a lot of fragrances, says DJ. Incense Extreme, any good? It's very, very, very incensey. It's almost like a watery. It's like do you know the mirage you get when you see heat in the distance on the horizon? Kind of smells like the mirage, but like with smoke and petrol. It smells like somebody set fire to a road. I do have pliers. The videos I saw of this particular kind were tamper-proof, so if you try to pull them off, they ink bomb everywhere. Silver Panther, you've given me courage to look into this again. Thank you, says Rich. Divine says, browsing around for a sample of indigo smoke currently, since I have plans of buying Russian tea during Mas Milano's best friend promotion last year. Last year, if you bought 100 ml, they sent you 500 quid's worth of free stuff. That's nice of them. Rich, if you like YSL M7, try Sahara Oud by Fragrance de Bois. Ooh. Welcome, RP Rentals. How are you? Jafar Ali says, Yoji Hom 1999 any good? Yes, and I'm selling a bottle. So if you live in the UK, let me know and I'll sell you mine. There it is. Nice bottle. I like the bottle. I'm selling that. BF is Black Friday. Alright. Current Lone Star Memories is really good. I have it, says Carl. Silver Panther, of course. It's my only decision and no one else's. Mask is delaying the new scents. Why they're doing that? I look to try vintage Helmut Lang cologne. I've also got that as well. People say that smells like Casual Friday. Not sure about that. For once, influencers are right. Thameen Carved Oud is better than Oud Wood, says Pradeep. Mask already dropped the Ruby collection, DJ, and they fucking suck. Can't believe they're charging €650 for 100 ml for those. I prefer Casual Friday, says Don. And of course, it's your favourite fragrance. Or one of your favourite fragrances. It's right up there. I wonder if Alberto's line he did for Zara recently is good. I really like that. Sorry, Fred, you're not boring us or anything. I wonder if Alberto's line that he did for Zara recently is really good. I really like Leather Jardin. Leather Garden. It's an interesting name for a perfume, right? Dewther. Favorite. Welcome, Dewther. I hope you are well. Dute. Yikes, I was curious about Russian tea oud and that Antoine thing. There is that green bottle scent that Mask Milano revealed at Essence, and they haven't dropped, what's it called, Ribot? The one that is not out yet, indeed. Lots of good Zara perfumes, says Supply and Demand. They dropped the Anton Lee one, which is the best, says Colin. Favourite niche brand overall? Les Indomptables. Do you like 1920 Extreme, Rich? Don't think I've smelled it. I'm looking forward to wearing my Real Patchouli. Roger Regale Open is underrated. It is underrated and it's very inexpensive. I agree with both of those things. Rich, do you have Eau Noir cologne? No, but I know someone who does and he won't fucking sell it to me. But I have a lot of love for David, so I can't hate. Russian tea oud smells like Russian tea with mild oud added, but the other accords are noticeably weakened. The scent lasted like 7 to 8 hours. Not even worth sampling in my opinion, says Divine. Divine is not happy. Jafar Ali, if you would like to buy this, if you live in the UK, let me know. I will sell it to you. At not silly prices. I really like the bottle. I mean, Eau Noir cologne is just Eau Noir, same concentration and all, says DJ. There's a split currently for an Eau Noir cologne on Parfumo. Oh, fuck! Sorry, I've just sprayed this fucking Yoji Hom right on me chin. Nearly next into me mouth. That was bloody stupid, so I'm putting it down and closing that drawer. Anyone try Vintage Aromatics Elixir? It's amazing. I might have. Thanks to Rachel and Rich for Les Indomptables recommendation. Says Dushan, which one of the Albertos did you like the best? Supply and Demand, says Carl. Where am I? Yoji Hom. Yojion, 1999. Oops. Sorry. My messages have stopped working again, and I'm like, where are my messages? Oh no, I will be discontinued soon. There's a surprise. Color me shocked. Any interest in Creed's new release? Absolutely zero. Hello, Jura Rose. The 4x2mm Ruby Collection samples at €40 shipping. For me was another 12, so that's basically 15%, basically cut shipping in half. Doesn't help people who actually got it spooked when they didn't see the green, didn't add green colorants to it. Jafari, no Rich, I'm not in the UK. A few moments ago a friend asked me if I am interested. It is any good? I haven't tried it. It's okay. It's okay. I wouldn't pay exorbitant prices for it. I've got mine up for sale for 90 quid. I know that it can go for a lot more because it's discontinued. but don't pay lots of money for it. Is Chilean nightclubbing worth trying? It's worth trying, but it's not worth buying. Aventus Absolute will probably drain balls, but I'll give it a chance at least, says Duchamp. I have interest in Carmina, not really Aventus Absolute. People saying it smells like a fougere. I think Roger Apex or Tom Ford Italian Cyprus. Hello, Stephs. Just bought Caron at Troisième Homme. Any thoughts? Got a 4.2 ounce for $67. That is quite a good deal. Outrageous Frank. Welcome. How are you doing? How's life? Is draining balls supposed to be a bad thing, says Silver Panther? Depends whose balls you are draining, and if you are the one having your balls drained, or if you are the one draining them. There is many variables to consider here, you know. Have you tried Caron pour un homme de Caron le man autre toilette? Oh, Jesus Christ. Vivifant and Edusement? That's not a thing. That can't be a perfume name. I love Italian Cyprus. I only have maybe 20 ml left. Is Apex really close? Apex isn't very good, I don't think. Sorry, I'm just crushing a bottle with the might of my bare hands. Apex is close, it's just expensive, it's overpriced. The Roger Dove parfum, it's already overpriced. Is it for real, says Prody? Incense in the base of Italian Cyprus is gorgeous, says Spaced Out. Excuse me one moment, I'm going to put this in the bin. 2 seconds. Oh. I've returned to you, my friend. Where have I put the little geezer that keeps my door from banging on? There he is. Georgie boy. Jeff. Okay. What we got? Hello, James. Scent of the day is 5 o'clock au gingembre. Nice. If you like Enigma, I love Enigma, you could buy 2 Rogers directly from them for a 20% discount and get 2 free 7.5 mils. Otherwise, I'd look around on discount. This for 35 to 40% off. Welcome, Pat Lester. You are wearing Owen 10's Vetiver. Nice. I know you like Roadster, but it's worth $100 for a tester. Knowing a few years ago, it used to go. It's worth $100 in today's perfume market. Yes, yes, it is. And it's a shame that the prices have gone the way they have gone because it's been discontinued. But those prices will only increase. They're not going to go down. So there's 2 ways of looking at it. Either it's overpriced because it used to be 50 quid years ago, or it's good value in the state of today's market and the fact it's going to go up in future. I've got serious concerns. I'm actually going to get through all of the Roadster that I've got. I really like Roadster. It's a fuck. They couldn't give Roadster away. I know. That's the thing. There's this kind of sweet spot. There's this spot in the market, right, where there are enough people who will keep buying residual stock until it's gone. And then the price will increase because they'll want more. And they'll use it, but there's not enough people to make it commercially viable. You know what I mean? There's this fucking very weird fucking like equation dichotomy thing that is like going on, and it's just how fucking it is perfume. You know what I mean? We've seen it. It's other. I suppose it's not just a perfume thing, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Objectively, Rogers' blend quality is great. Their pricing and performance is poor. It's hard to say anything about perfume is objective. I would agree with you, but I wouldn't necessarily seek to say that like anything is objectively true in perfume because it's an art. But you can disagree, and that'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? DMS, welcome. Scent of the day's deodorant because I'm sweating my arse off. You want some antiperspirant, mate? It's hot. That's why you can hear the air con. I've got R2D2 breakdancing behind us. Do you know what I mean? But surely nosy bee, get it, learn it, live it. Spicoli, says Duncan. Parfum de Marly vanilla is awful. Yes, Parfum de Marly is generally awful, to be fair. Spaced out, have you tried a castor? Great aromatic, I thought that said romantic there. Great aromatic rose oud, they just discontinued, if I remember correctly. Oh, Jafar Ali. Well done. Jafar Ali has bought himself a bottle of Balenciaga Pour Homme. Congratulations. Well done. Round of applause. I'm sure you'll love it. If you don't love it, you'll be able to sell it at a profit, probably. Got myself a bottle of Etro Vetiva EDT in the mail, though. Very excited, says DMS. I've got the eau de cologne from years ago. I'm going to do a video on my Etros. You know? What's the opinion on modern amouages? Shite. Clapping cheeks. No. I'll tell you a funny story, though. Right? My mate, do you know Max Verstappen, the race driver? I was at my mate's. He either texted us or I was with him, or he sent us a voice note because it was his voice. I can remember his voice, so I can hear his voice. And we were just sitting watching this fucking race, right? And we were talking about it or something. It feels like a dream now. And he was like, he called Max Verstappen cheeks for clapping, right? And well, I was absolutely wrecked by that. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Because he just no warning that he was going to come out with that at all. I thought that was fucking hilarious. It might just be me. You might have had to have been there, do you know what I mean? Thoughts on Eldo Rien Intense Incense, or whatever it's called. I love Rien, but I wish it was stronger. See, my Rien, right, is stronger than the Intense Incense. If you want a stronger one, just get Gucci Guilty Absolute. Warwick Rich, Centre of the Day, Lamar Lessons to Parfum, says GG. Strong choice at this time of year. Maybe I should buy Balenciaga Pour Homme, says Prodi. Well, maybe you should. Apex is a good alternative to Italian Cyprus, but it has a modern licorice in it that smells like Sauvage Elixir and Oud for Happiness, for example. I like it, but I get people who don't. I like licorice. It's got to be done right. There's a lot of ways to make it shit. Divine says there are both highs and lows. Royal Tobacco was a high, Enclave was high, boundless material. The Meh Odyssey is terrible guidance. One of the winners, one is fine, other three blow. Naxos is perfect, and the Florida heat doesn't last too long, though, says supply and demand. Thanks, Mr. Times. They made Journey, Memoir, etc. Times gone, I guess. Yeah, and the vintage bottles of Amouage are fucking very hard to come by. I've got a couple of Atars. They're glorious. The old Atars. They're made in the 2010s. Alain Deleuze is one of the best smelling things that I've got. I don't know how to construct that video. Perfumes that I think are the best smelling in my collection. Like, it sounds like a clickbait shitty type. I want to do the video. Like, I know we were talking before about objectivity and stuff like that. So I'm going to contradict myself massively and say that even though they aren't my favourites, I still think that they are like amazing smells. The only Biche I can stand is the one he did for Amouage, way better than Ganymede in my opinion. Oh yes, I love it, says Jafar. I'm happy about that. Carl, you guys helping me justify blind buying Apex. Cyprus is great. I love Gucci Get the Absolute wore it yesterday. A masterpiece, says Justin. It's incredible to think that Marius made that, like, at the height of his fucking, of his madness, making shit like Office for Men and that, you know what I mean? Richie tried Elizabeth Taylor Passion for Women. No, but I've got a vintage Passion for Men. Yeah, like Passion for Women is surprisingly good. Yeah, the Passion for Men's actually like a surprising fragrance. Heaven Can Wait was meh. I get that kind of floral, like people were saying it had magnolia in it, and I was like I totally got that. I don't know whether that was suggestion or whether it was fucking, but I got the plum. Now obviously I get like the clove and shit like that, but plum. Oh, excuse me. Is Heaven Can Wait similar to Paprika Brazil? No. I've just got the offer to buy 50ml of YSL M7 for €100. Is it okay? It's okay. Any suggestion on brands that replace old school Amouage for me, says Dute? Dute. I want to call you Dute, but I know it's Duthe. Or is it Duthe? Is it Dute? How do I pronounce this name? I prefer Amarige, but it's definitely worth a bottle for a good price. I'm waiting to try Smoking Hot still. I wasn't that impressed. Ex Nihilo within the next 10 years. Which kerosene is that? I have a few. This is the kerosene. Somebody asked before and I forgot. This is the kerosene I own. This is Follow, which is a coffee fragrance, which is absolutely lovely, to be fair. I want to try Followed, but Rulia White are being funny about the availability of their perfumes. Audrey Jane. How you doing? I have Black Phantom, never tried kerosene. I've got a decant of Black Phantom. I quite like it, but the dry down gets a bit It's a bit boring. No, a bit crap. Yeah, it's hard not to like Apex. As long as you don't have high standards as Rich, you should love it. Try and get a sample. Coincidentally, wearing Elizabeth Taylor for Passion for Men today. It's great in this heat. I still want to support Jean-Claude Lehner. I want him to keep going, says Frank. Dute, try the very recent Femine releases. The creative director Christopher Chong made all those Amouage you like. Rich, what is your most worn frag of all time? Tobacco Oud. Oh, of all time? Oh, God. Oh, God almighty. Bloody hell. Could be Polo Sport. Could be Tobacco Oud. Could be couldn't be Cologne Royale. But I've nearly gone through 250ml of that stuff. But then you put on loads at a time, do you know what I mean? So I don't know, that's a difficult one to answer. Could be Dupe Go. Yope Go. It could be that. I've been through a few bottles of that. Hi Rich, what do you think about Guerlain and Chanel's feminine classics? I know you're not a big fan of white florals and like Eugene, which I don't see you often talk about them. I appreciate them for what they are, and they are classics, and they're classics for a reason. Classics are usually classics for a reason, you know? They're not classics because they're shit, they're classics because they're brilliant, you know? But they're just not my taste. But welcome, Eau de Hermes, Copper Cap, I've got that. Unknown Pleasure was great, says Duncan. Thameen, interesting, thanks. Follow is probably the most natural coffee fragrance I ever tried, says Duncan. What would be the perfect signature scent? I think Bois d'Argent and Amber Noir. The price is going to prevent you from them being signature scents. Signature scent, it could be 34 Saint-Germain by Diptyque. 34 Saint-Germain by Diptyque's a brilliant signature fragrance. You know, it really is. I might review it actually. I like it, I don't love it. I definitely don't love it for 240 fucking euros. It was like 180 2 years ago. I don't know what the price was for Killian before Estee bought them. Did you buy that hat? It was a tiny bit snug for your melon, says Audrey Jane. Did you like it? There was 3 of them. I didn't buy the hat in the end, no. There was a little cupboard thing that I wanted. It was a Japanese lacquer cupboard that they did. I'll send you a picture. It was fucking gorgeous. It went for like it went for something silly, like a couple £100, and I was like, fuck that. But it was glorious. You should have seen it. In fact, you will see it because I'll send you a picture. Kerosene Blackmail is fantastic. Birch tar like smoke with natural berries and berries incense. Beastly frag, says Duncan. Audrey Jane is wearing 31 Rue Cambon. Blackmail is on my list too. Pavarotti. Like Pavarotti could be a good shout as well, actually, Duchamp. But I've worn bottles and bottles of other stuff before I started having such a wide collection to choose from, you know. Duke Gold was something I used to throw on like just relentlessly. I used to apply it like 3 times a day. Dylan Blue is a classic, and it is fucking well not. You like Mitsuko though, right, Doc? Yes, I like the EDT. I've got a vintage EDT. So classy, isn't it, Rachel? Such a beautiful boudoir. He thinks they're overrated. Aventus is 100% a future classic. No doubt about it. Changed the game. Richard, your opinion on Thameen? Some of them I smelled, and I thought, I'm not paying that. And then, excuse me, bloody hell, what's happening to my voice? And then some of them I smelled and I thought, oh, that's actually really nice. Sample them and see how you feel about them. Don't fucking go out there and blind buy. I will never tell people to blind buy shit. Like, people who do that have skin in the game. Don't blind buy. So I blind buy stuff personally, right? But that's a personal decision. And do as I say and not as I do, which is a terrible thing to say. But at the same time, it's my money, it's my decision, as it's your money and your decision. But if you ask me for my advice to you, don't blind buy shit, for God's sake. Since getting into the hobby hard for the last 15 years, maybe Oud Wood is like my most worn, says Frank. Yeah, I can imagine that. Oud Wood was a fucking outrageous fragrance when it first came out. Tom Ford's collapsing under its own weight, it feels like the weight of its own fucking history. Like, as a perfume brand. Like, you just can't keep making. Like, I remember listening to an interview with Noel Gallagher, and I'm not a massive Oasis fan, but the first 2-3 albums, the first 2 albums were fucking, like, generation-defining music for British people, you know, and I grew up, I was like 9, 10, 11, 12, listening to that. So I remember listening to an interview with him, and he was saying, I thought I was just going to keep writing albums like that forever. You know, he thought, this is easy. My first 2 albums, he was like, this is fucking easy. I'm just going to keep writing music like this forever. Fucking just wake up one morning and just write Live Forever. Wake up one morning and write fucking Slide Away. Wake up one morning and write fucking, I mean, I hate to say it, Wonderwall. Do you know what I mean? Just writing all these fucking classics. It just doesn't work like that. It's not how it is, you know? Blind about 31, Rue Cambon smells like a very rich woman. Since getting into that, maybe Oud Wood. And I think that's what Tom Ford does. I think Tom Ford's collapsing under its own weight as a brand. I think it's really struggling to live up to its history. Oh, Excuse me. I have modern and current ET white Elizabeth Taylor white diamonds and all its flankers. It's a guilty pleasure for me. One of the best fragrance videos you will see is Lanier Smith's White Diamonds on Rouge video. It's a fucking brilliant, especially the opening. And he's got the Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton combination going on. It's amazing. Hello, Andrej. Carl says, Scent of the Day's Iris Nazarena. Brilliant. One of my favourite Rich Mitch recommendations. I am glad you like it. I really like it. I'm looking forward to wearing that, actually. God knows where I've put it, though. It's somewhere. But I'm very much looking forward to that. I was gifted 2 bottles of that. One from Natalia, the lovely Natalia, and one from the lovely Anuj. And they arrived on the same day. There is a video of it. Amazing. Had no idea. Oh, I just bought Purple Label. Thoughts? Pass. Have you tried Tobacco Oud Intense? It's quite good. I have tried Tobacco Oud Intense. Alas. Hold on a second. I'll show you. There you go. Tobacco Oud Intense. Speak of the devil. A little sample for you. Tried it. Didn't like it as much as the original, but I like it. I love the original, and I thought this was really good, but it got a little bit creamy and a little bit vanillic for us. They added, it is good, but they added vanilla to it, and it was a little too creamy. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I want to wear Pavarotti while I'm listening to his version of Nessun Dorma and get it done. Tobacco Oud Intense is hoarding material, in my opinion, says Frank. The older ones don't bother, in my opinion. The newer Christopher Chong releases are really good, in my opinion. We're all different. Blind bought the complete old school Amouage collection before, says Jute. Tobacco Oud Intense has more of that vanilla and boozy vibe. The original might be better. I feel like the original is better, personally. A blind bought Caron La Troisième Homme. Can give your take. I love it. It's an amber fougere. I was wearing quite a lot of it at the beginning of last, like the beginning of the last season. So autumn and winter, spring and summer. I wore a lot of Aberdeen lavender. I wore a lot of Prada Amber Pour Homme. I wore a lot of Troisième Homme. Amber fougères, you know, warm, ambery, clean stuff. 2007 was such a great year for Tom Ford. I think they needed time to think about the next release instead of just putting out shit. Oh, there are fucking outward pressures, you know. There are outward pressures on the brand. Ooh, sorry, well I remember. If you would like to like the stream, my friends, and you haven't yet done so, please be my guest. The Beatles needed their producer at a certain point. What's his name? The classical guy. Yes, I know what you mean. I can't decide what I love more. I do wear the non-intense more because I have much more note Tobacco Oud, says Frank. Purple Label, I just blind bought. Thoughts I'm a fan of Bleecker Street, Only Bond. Hello Antonio. Rich, hope you're all well. Set the Day's Dear Man, 10ml sample. So far really letting. Caboose sent me a 10ml. Caboose Juice sent me a 10ml sample of that stuff and I loved it and bought a bottle. Comedy thoughts, I've not smelled it. Jeffrey Harris has deleted a message, that's a shame. Hello Jeffrey Harris. Rich, thoughts on Duran Duran and Tears for Fears? I prefer Tears for Fears. I thought that Tobacco Oud Intense was sweeter, boozier. I feel it as amped up Castorian, says Frank. I wanted to. I agree that, so everybody wants to rule the world. I prefer tears too, says Justin. I need to go and dehydrate once again, friends. I'll be back in a minute. Excuse me. It's me. I've returned. I left you with the air conditioner. Oh, I'm back though. Fear not, friends. Everything is okay. Let's see what everybody has to say. Frank, not the king of Bhutan. I love their kings. They love people, not only themselves. Anyone else here? People say that Red Tobacco Intense is actually weaker than the original. That's quite funny. That's very loud background noise, says Peter. Yes, it is. The problem is, if I turned it off, it'd be fucking hot as fuck. I'll turn it off for a little bit. Just because we can't have Peter getting upset at the background noise. Have a meltdown or something. I might have a fucking meltdown now. I've turned it on. I might just very well melt away. Don't worry about me. I am not staying long. The cheek of you. Does Modern French Lover actually have shit performances due to? Actually, Peter might be able to tell you that. He's just bought a bottle. Yeah, the background noise does not match your relaxing voice, says Carl. Well, now here we are. Now the sun's gone down and it's actually dark outside. I'm quite happy to turn it off, so hopefully it won't get too hot. Well, I refuse to boil for anyone, even you people, and I do love you, and could do almost anything for you, anything but boil. Ugh, cooking in my own juice. What are the most unwearable Beaufort fragrances? Most of them, to be fair. I want to try them, and I like unwearable fragrances. Just try them all. Just get the sample set and try them all. Does Modern French Lover actually have shit performance? I don't know. Eddie's stream on Eugene's channel yesterday was great. You might have competition next year for Streamer of the Year, Duck, says Carl. I think I saw that actually. He was Pony to Bone. He actually comes on the channel sometimes, doesn't he? He comes on the thing. So, yes, it's always nice to hopefully start his own channel. If he does, I will give him a shout out and a link. French Lover is soft on my skin, but I get wafts of it through the day, but I have to spray it a lot, talking 8 sprays. Lasts well, though, through the days. Low performance French Lover would be Angelique sous la pluie, says Frank. French Lover is strong. English Lover, says Pradeep. I've got me Nawada piece. I don't know. My French Lover, I've got a 10mm of French Lover, which I might just polish off the next time I wear it. I bought my French Lover like a few weeks ago, so it's a new version, says Peter. English Lover undiscovered, says Deshaun. Oh dear. Oh, cool for great channel you have, by the way, says Deshaun. Says Justin. Oh, excuse me. Yes, I am thinking of wearing maybe Ambre Nuit tomorrow, maybe Bois d'Argent. 8 sprays daily, I cannot afford, says Jute. Depends how much perfume you've got, you know. After a while, it becomes imperative that you wear 8 sprays daily. Royal Oud. I wore Royal Oud yesterday. Royal Oud will give you a vibe of something along the lines, and you only need 1 or 2 sprays of that, says Peter. Sorry. I struggled to smell that, actually. I had to reapply that a few times yesterday. I had a bit of bad luck yesterday. It was a bit of a shit day. I had to get up early and take my mother to the hospital for a procedure. Pre-planned procedure and everything like that, so there was like no emergency or any problems or out like that. And I got there, dropped her off, came home, opened the door. So half an hour to get in, half an hour to get home. Got home, the phone was ringing. I was like, oh, who's this? Answered the phone, it was my mother. They're not doing the operation, they've cancelled it, can you come and pick us up? Very upset by that turn of events. I was very upset. Markedly so. I don't love current batches of Royal Oud. Royal Oud is a great cedar, says Dushan. MM says, how bad do you dislike Spice Bomb and what would be the best alternative? Spice Bomb's alright. Or it was alright. I believe it's been absolutely decimated now that Victor and Rolf are owned by... Who is it again? They're owned by? Is it L'Oreal that they're doing? Who's got the license? Which one of Eugene's fragrances smells the most old school? Probably Desandra. I agree, Peter. Royal Oud, Spice and Wood, Angelique and French Lover are all related. Yeah, Royal Oud and French Lover are very closely related. Best alternative to Spice Bomb is Bulgari Man in Black, says Justin. My older Royal Oud has almost a cigarette ash tinge, says Frank. Rehab retail is now $250, but just wait for BF Black Friday and get it for $175 from an official place, probably, says Divine. Man in Black is like a better, more mature Spice Bomb. It's it's boozier. Rehab is eternal on my skin. It's too much and it's not very pleasant after a while. Could be Amber Woods. That's why I saw dude pull out. Smelled it, pulled it out, smelled it, smelled Amber Woods, thought, you're going. And it did. Immediately it went. You know what I mean? Like, it literally sold straight away, but I priced it to sell. Didn't realise it's nearly 150 quid in the shop. It's nearly 150 quid in the shop. Rehab, in my opinion, is a more wearable take of Spice Bomb. I personally find it too spicy to sniff on. I have the same feel with Xerjoff Starlight. I'm not a fan of Xerjoff. Yeah, I think it's Amberwood. Same thing with Nashane's Hachivat. What's a fragrance you should hate but you like, Duck? Le Male Essence de Parfum. I absolutely should hate that. I should violently hate it, but I don't. I don't. There's always an exception to the rule, is there not? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Fortunately, I had a friend who wanted it, says Carl. I get the same thing with Hedion. Doesn't work on my skin. Has a bit of BO vibe, most notable in Initio's side effect. Initio's a bad brand. Right, they make bad perfume. I have to find those Cartier Les Yeux sample. Need to try that line. Could be on par with Hermes Essence. I spaced out. Could be. Oh. Excuse me. I'm going to take some medication. Medicate good times. Come on. Do, 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 do. Where is that medication? Nice. Down the hatch. Which 1920 is that? It is Real Patchouli. It is Real Patchouli. Peter. The eau de toilette. The eau de parfum shit. It's fucking shit. It is the only one from the brand I have. I've tried a few others and they weren't very good. Spaced out. Real Patchouli versus Vetiver Salon. Anyone try vintage Bowling Green cologne? It's amazing. Johanna Hootenstone sent me a sample. They have one that smells just like cannabis leaves. I'm not sure it does. None of it's the fragrance that's called cannabis. Spaced, I've not personally found much. I research it for that line, but others I respect and enjoy it very much. I love Initio as a better blended, easy to wear Marley. I got into a niche with Marley and grew out of them, so now Initio and Xerjoff replaced their spot, says Divine. Yikes. Not for me. None of those brands are for me. None of those. I just don't like them. I don't try bowling. How's your mom's surgery gets rescheduled soon? Yeah. I've told her I don't particularly want to take her in after that little fucking shenanigan, if I'm being honest with you. I'm not very well disposed to the whole situation, which is a very nice way of putting it. I was absolutely livid driving in. If I'd had any idea that shit was going to occur, I'd have stayed. I think Zerzhov is very wall-to-wall. If I had to guess, everyone loves something from Zerzhov. Says Divine, I'd be surprised if you didn't like Alexandria 2 or 40 knots. I think I've smelled 40 knots. I wasn't a fan. I didn't like Herba Pura. I just don't like the way they go about that business. You know? I didn't like the way they go about that business. I totally understand when people say they dislike Zerzhov fruity musk parts of the catalogue. It's a very heavily synthetic, modern, upwardly mobile kind of fucking sense of the youth, rich youth. Certain people buy them. People want to be pictured with the bottle. Which is funny because Tiziana Terenzi copied part of that Zerzhov and made it their whole house's MO. I used to have Lordano Nero. I gave it away, I think. Did I sell it or give it away? I think I gave it away. Oh, how lovely. Still smell Tom of Finland on my pillow from last night, says Justin. Every single Tiziana Terenzi scent that is known as a copy of something I want to say, says Divine. People say that about Parfum de Marly, don't they? Whoops. Just throwing perfumes around there, my friends. Not quite a Fragalanche, but it's up there. What's your favourite rose oud, Rich? Either the Night or Monterey, from what I've smelled so far. Sold Oud Palau, that used to be it. Sold that because I got Monterey, and I think Monterey's a lot better. I like Palau Oud, not Oud Palau, but like the actual, like the real, like that, like the genuine oud, which Oud Palau from Diptyque doesn't have, that I'm aware of. It certainly doesn't smell like it does. So I like that style of oud. I've actually tried a couple of times to buy some Palau oud, and it's not easy because you've got to try and fucking get through the whole fucking... You've got to try and get through the whole fucking mysticism of like everything else that comes up when you search for it, you know? It's like, fuck. All I want to do is buy some like genuine oud from Palau. I might give that away. What's this? I might give away Mostra Bajolora. Rachel, have you tried Nosy B Patchouli? My brain constantly telling me to buy some Armani Privés. I tried. I really love some of those. Get some decants or some... Get some decants or some samples. Privileged Utes. Every single one. I'm not actually a fan of Hermes Essence, just not my personal taste, says Peter. Been looking for that Aqua de Colonia Oud frag you got. Is in your rotation. Aqua de Colonia Oud. Don't think I've got Aqua de Colonia oud that I'm aware. What's your favourite rose oud? Rich says MM. My brain can't sit Rich. I love you tried nose to be. Personal top rose oud says Divine. Nefs plus honey plus fig. Alexandria 2 powdery tones Persian amber oud. Parisian amber oud. Astral Mosso, sweet jammy rose and rose oud. I would like you to have more guilty pleasures like that Lamal one, says Cole. It's interesting. I really like Hugo Boss. The scent private accord, the Meninka fruit and coffee chocolate vibe is great. It is nice to have. It is nice to have shit like that. How does Bally Masculine smell? I think you'd really like it, Duncan. It's right up your street. It's a musky little number. A little bit aromatic. It's good stuff. Favonius is a good rose cypriol nagamotha scent. I have turned on that fucking note like you wouldn't believe. I do not care for cypriol at all. Fucking vile. Jesus, it's in fucking patchouli noisette and it's upset us. It has upset me greatly, my friends. Greatly upset I am. Oops. Oh. Santos de Cartier. I'm going to wear that. I'm going to wear that with my watch. Look, I'll be able to show you now. Hold on. Look. I haven't got the lid for it, though, which is upsetting. I should get the lid. Oh, fucking hell. Sit down. Ah. There it is. That's the watch. And it's a fucking... It's accurate as well. These were both created around the same time, 1985. And the watch and the fragrance. Now I just need the sunglasses. How cool. How cool. Oh, good grief. Where am I? Sorry, I'm fucking having a brain fart. Where's lighter than psychedelic? Let's cocoa sweet. I need vintage jour. I have vintage jour. The early 90s was a good year for fragrances. The early 80s was a good year for fragrances. It was a good time for fragrances, I should say. Jesus. I'll fucking put my teeth in, shall I? Oh, this is going to fall off. I fucking knew it. You little bastard. My first girlfriend was called Jules, says Peter. Cheers for that. Oh, Monterey. Very different to the other two fragrances you see on screen. Oh, look at that. That was done in Noir Apiece. Sorry, Noir Apiece. Don't want to see you done like that. But I dated like 4 girls named Jules. So wifey might throw it away. I see Peter has done a video on Bois d'Argent. Or Bois d'Argent. I will watch that after this stream. I like Monterey. I got my bottle quite a good price. I didn't realise that discounters sometimes get a hold of these Dushitas, which was a bit of a kick in the tits. I paid like 140 for this, which I thought was a really good price, and then I saw one for under 100 on a fucking discounter, and I was wounded. I was most upset, friends. Upset I was most. What? A bloody nice little fragrance, this. Probably up there with the night. I might wear the night tomorrow. Manly sense. Keith, how are you? I hope you're well, mate. There is absolutely no way that sticker is central. Let's just fucking put these a second, alright? There is no way that sticker is central on that bottle, is it? Not even fucking close. That is not at an angle either. It is flush with the line. It's off to the left. It is off to the left. It's not even fucking close. Jesus, that's poor. I do like the bottle, though. It's understated. It's an optical illusion, says Keith. It's not. It's an optical fact. It's absolutely fucking cock on. Or it's cock off. If you want the fucking... Oh, it's getting warm in here now. I beg your pardon. It's cocked up. You can look at it in line with the cap above it. I know. I'm looking at it. I can look at it in like the proportions of how much space there is on the left compared to the right. And there is more. My eyes work. Interesting. I'm actually looking interested to I'm looking interested. I'm interested to see how that wears in the autumn. You know, I'm going to be wearing that shit. Might spray it on my friend. Bally masculine. You should see my Aqua de Palma Colonia sticker. Peter will send me a message. I'm almost certain. With a picture of it. My throat is dry as fuck. Peter is annoyed by his bottle of Colonia. Current Jules costs about $80 from Dior US and about $120 from Dior EU. That's unusual. That's usually the other way around. North American perfume prices are usually fucking scandalous compared to European ones. That's very strange. Steph's. Oh dear me. Afternoon, Anush, how are you? I'm waiting with bated breath from Anush. I think Anush might be getting a haul from me. Tim Wilcox, how are you? He's been on the phone to his relatives. My commiserations. I'll try the modern then. Can't be that bad. Says, I hated it. I hated the modern jewel. I think the vintage one was amazing. Still is. I got my 50ml Vetiver Oriental today. Haven't opened it yet. I think $140 was okay deal. I mean, you can certainly pay more for those surges, and in comparison to other fragrances, in the perfume space, it's a very, very good fucking, it's a very good price. Just not compared to what they used to be. You used to be able to pick them up for like 50, 60 quid. I mean, I did. I got 5 bottles of Vetiver Oriental for fucking 50 quid each. Something that ain't making sense. A liver's twist. Top out 10 out of 10 modern Fujaya. Mikey's a lovely guy. Famous YouTuber and Manly Sense got Casual Friday in the vault and it's awesome, says Steph's. And it's usually not even close. A €300 retail 100ml Creed goes for 600 in the US. I gotta look at anybody buying perfumes locally with a raised eyebrow, knowing there's import duties below. There's no import duties below 800. There's fucking import duties in the UK is everything over £130. Sometimes they just arbitrarily smack some on. You know what I mean? It's absolutely obscenely. Greetings, Boris. How are you? The only Boris I ever loved. Centre of the day. Oh, sorry, I've read that. Manly Sense starts off quite soft and then kicks in. But Digger Vanetta EDP is my signature for sure, but it's so weak. Why? Do you know what it is? Their fragrances have always been weak as piss, and I've never understood why. They were weak as fuck when they first came out, like. You know what I mean? Germany is everything above €45, and Nishane scams the EU by writing any item you put down to £10 in the customs documents, and they pocket the VAT themselves. Proper scamsters. Context Nishane is based out of Istanbul. Aren't they in the common area? Aren't they in the the customs union or something? Excuse me whilst I hide it. I know Turkey's not in the EU, but so are like other places that aren't in the EU, but they're in the customs area. Oh, Anuja's just made my day. Turkey isn't. Okay. Anything you purchase from there is getting hit with VAT. Yes, VAT can suck fucking arse as well. What an awful fucking tax that shit is. It's 22.5% in Germany and all, isn't it? We were rioting when it went up to 20% in this country. We were not happy about that. Disproportionately affects the fucking poor. Love vintage jewels. The modern is okay. Prob helped us smell the modern one first, but the vintage is swoon worthy. Yeah, I swoon over that shit. It's extremely swoony. Love vintage jewel. The modern is okay. Sorry, I've read that. Time to go to Bois d'Armani Decant. Gonna be gorgeous for fall. Anuj, says Rachel. Many times I have exclaimed Anuj's name. I want to get the pronunciation right. I'd like a gander at Steph's vault. I've gandered at a few Steph's vaults before. Vintage jewels almost always sells for $300 plus these days. Can't remember what I paid for mine, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. Supper news. I'm shrinking my collection a little bit by selling the shit that I don't wear. So that's fun. And it will allow me to get to and wear more of the shit that I do wear. Or that I do like more. Anuj, do you have Fahrenheit Absolute? I've already asked this question, I know the answer. Crazy, I got all these Jules aftershave from a news. Smells great, yes. Another purge. What are you selling now? What am I selling now? Oh, God. The French elected a bastard fascist president because of the whole Turkish EU thing. Macron, do you think Macron's... I mean, they literally had a socialist in there before him, didn't they? What was he called? Hollande, Francois Hollande. I'm off to get Violette Valenka tomorrow. Hermes have none in France and are having trouble sourcing the ingredients. Email from their customer relations department. There was a 200ml bottle, half full, Tim Wilcox. I could send you a link to it. It's fucking lovely, you know. It really is, that Violette Valenka. It took everything I had not to buy a bottle of that. It's lovely. Tim, I can send you either through Smurfy Girly or via email. Mom and pop shop here in Texas has 3 Fahrenheit Absolute. Should I swoop them? Absolutely, you should. They are very discontinued. You should swoop them. And I think Jonathan might have one off you straight away. Carl would have one off you. But yeah, I would be in the car on my way to buy them like now. Bob would have one off you, I think. Me too. Fuck yeah, Duncan says Boris. Boris would have one. Anuj says, personally not a fan of the bottle they use for Modern Jour. It's basically the same bottle as Higher Energy, lol. Yes, they do that shit as well, don't they, Dio? They try and reuse their bottles as much as they possibly can. The fucking tight bastards. You know? Thanks, Rich, says Tim. Do you want me to send you that link? I know the listing ended, but I think it's been relisted. I don't think it's sold. So if you give me 1 minute, I'll check up for you. What? What? The fuck? Who is this person and what are they saying to me? Translate. It's all yours. Additional 15 discount if you buy from this person. This person once sold me a fragrance that didn't work, so I shan't be doing that. Somebody bought my Zahara off to back, right? And then he was like, don't send me it for a week. And I was like, what, right? Where am I? So I had on my watch list. Did I have on my watch list? Who sent me that? Was it? Someone sent me that. Violet. That's 100ml. There's the 200ml. Ended. It's relisted. View relisted item. 140 for a partial. Tim, if you go on eBay, that's the thing. It's like I want to say 2/3, 3/4. It's a 200ml though. So you're getting a lot of perfume for the money there, mate. You're getting a lot of perfume for the money, and it's Violette Valenka. There's a make an offer as well. So if you went in with like 120, you would get it. I want to say, if you just go on eBay, mate, it's Eau de Everything is what they're called. What made you sell to back? Just have scents that do the job better. Yeah, I just never wore it. Mate. I like it. I think it's good. It's nothing to do with that whole scandal thing where everyone was like, oh, I can't believe it hasn't got real tobacco in it. Got news for you. Most tobacco fragrances don't have tobacco absolute in. That was like the least surprising thing I had ever heard in my life. And if you were shocked and upset by that, you were shocked and upset by it for other reasons than it didn't have tobacco in it. There it is. doesn't want us to send it until Thursday. Oops. I've just tried to drink out of an empty cup. That's a sign of foreboding. Oh. Okay, I'll check them out. What about max price to buy? Oh, you can pay hundreds for them, mate. I would go up to about $150. I mean, if you go in and say, I'll buy all three, offer them fucking 80, 90, 100, go up to like 150, 200 you could go up to. Because you could just buy them and fucking be like, sound. You know what I mean? And sit on them for a while, wait for the price to go through the roof. But Peter says, I think Roger has stopped making his Muscat. They discontinued a couple of cents, Peter says, Divine. Our clearance sales for 30% off for months. Sorry, Rich didn't win. I'm thinking of the crazy woman who was ranting about Turkey when I lived there. What made you sell tobacco? Just have sense that do the job. I guess certain ones didn't sell, but she got too many votes. Le Pen, Marine Le Pen, I heard Dad was a fucking horrible cunt as well. Macron isn't great about immigration. That's because the people on the ground aren't great about immigration at the minute. It's what is popular in these places. For fuck's sake, someone's trying to sell a Fahrenheit soap for $150 on eBay, says Nick. That is quite scandalous. For fuck's sake, tobacco seems like Naxos without the sweet. Offer is in, cheers, says Nick. Nice. Tim, I beg your pardon, sorry. I'm just calling people by other people's names willy-nilly like you wouldn't believe. 150 for a soap, says Anuj. Yeah, that's you should see what some of the Chanel soaps go for. It's a fucking savage. Manny San says, my brain hasn't been 100% since 1997. My brain was established in 1985 and it hasn't been right ever. Famous YouTuber, I'm into vintage designers, not really niche mixed in with some modern frags, says stuff. I don't know that I could I don't know that I could sit there and say my taste is. I mean, obviously, I've got a predilection towards vintage. I just like vintage things, but I've got plenty of modern niche stuff, and I've got it's probably easier for us to tell you the things I don't like, which are modern designers. Everything else, I'm pretty much a fan of. Ouds, not really. Even the real stuff, I don't get it. Like, it's one of those things that when you do get, you're all in. You know? I like some modern niche. I like some modern designers. But mainly the shit. Honestly. Vintage designers, some niche. Serge Lutens, mostly love lots of old Serge Lutens. Will you get on good terms with it? I enjoyed wearing it today. I feel like that sort of little blip I had with it was just a little blip. It was just one of those things. Like, you can do that, you know what I mean? You can favor things over other things for a while. You can like and dislike stuff. You can move stuff around in your head. I'm really looking forward. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to wearing. I could make a video out of this. I'm not sure I will. I'm really looking forward to wearing the Anik Goutals that I have sourced. Encens Flamboyant, Ambre Fetiche. What's the other one? There's 3 in the line. Murad Dont. I've got that coming. Thanks to Pradeep. So I'm looking forward to wearing them. And I'm also looking forward to wearing, there's another fucking brand that I've bought loads of bottles of. Not loads of bottles of, but you know what I mean. The fuck's it called? shit. There's Anacotalans, another vintage niche brand. I can't remember what they're fucking called for the life of us. Maitre Parfumi Arrogante. I'm looking forward to wearing Bois de Turkey and Amber Prosciutto. I wouldn't mind a bottle of Santal Noble. Somebody has put a half a fucking bottle on eBay for about 300 quid, and they can fucking stuff it up their arse for nothing and fuck off while they're doing it. That is absolutely outrageous behaviour. How dare you try and have my fucking eyeballs out, you shit. I have the same set of 3 vetiver soaps that Rich has. Only I used one of them already. Yeah, I don't use my soaps. Don't use my soaps. I need to do the soap collection. I need to do the mini collection video as well. That's going to be more of a fucking live stream, to be perfectly honest with you. That'll take too long. That'll take too long to be doing a video on, because the mini video is going to be like 2 hours. And I'm not uploading a 2-hour video. Am I bollocks? Oh, you are a lovely little thing, aren't you? Opium Poor Arm EDP. This is actually really good. Even the latest versions of this are still really sound. Like, you know what I mean? Someone mentioned Fahrenheit Absolute before. Duncan should be racing down to the mom and pop shop to pick this up. What Mark called the Devil's Juice. Fantastic. I'm also looking forward to wearing my L'artisan Parfumiers. That'll be a cool stream. The wonderful son is home. Got to run, friends. So delighted to chat. Cheers, Rachel. I've got a little vintage Equipage soap that smells great. Wouldn't mind a larger one. I want to sell my Equipage as well. I get vetiver bath gels at TJ Maxx. They're not bad for $9. Jonathan has an awesome collection of shaving foam. That's right, Anuj. It is. I've seen it. I've heard of it. I've heard tell. Duncan remembers that I sparked the idea in your mind. Yes, Carl's asking if he can get a bottle for a decent price. Goodbye, Rachel. Have a good time. Oh, dear. Okay. I hope they're still there. That would be deeply upsetting if they weren't. Friends, it's dark outside. A couple of months ago, this wouldn't have been allowed to happen. But it's not a couple of months ago. It's September, and it's going to start getting dark pretty motherfucking early. Life would be so much better if Dior left Dior home and DHI as the work. Yes, but they can't do that. They cannot do it, the scandalous bastards. My mouth is so dry, I cannot tell you how dry my mouth is. We should start a petition to ban darkness. You merely adopted the dark. Looks like that partial Violet Valenca is mine. How much did you pay? Still 30 Celsius round here, says Manly. Good Lord. A couple of my friends are visiting Malta soon. They go on holiday to Malta every year. So that'll be fun. Queer Dawns would be my signature if I could get a bottle, says Spaced Out. Check the bay. Counter offer of 130 accepted. You've fucking stolen that. You've absolutely stolen that, Tim. Well done. We love to see it. We do love to see it. Oh, I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. Oh. Where is my stream? There it is. 130 quid for a 3/4 full. I mean, it's a lot of fragrance for 130 quid, especially a new release. I really like it, actually. I think it's really nice. Springtime is here for pep. Springtime for pep. It's interesting that, isn't it? How you can watch somebody else on, like, excuse me, like almost diametrically opposed to where we are. So his seasons are like totally different to ours. I think that's really interesting. How he catalogues them and we catalogue them at like different times and that, you know what I mean? His springtime is our autumn, and like they have Christmas in summer. That is just baffling. Baffling. You know? Very strange. I think Rich has too many fragrances. I think you're right. Eugene's old place was so sexy looking, all those bottles on the shelves. Yes. A lot of bottles on the shelves. I remember it well. I remember it well, friends. Yes, the producers. Yes, I know. Springtime for pep. Holding away mirror also. Yeah, I saw his thumbnail yesterday. It was different. I'm going to leave you, friends. I'm going to go. Our 2 hours is up. I must dehydrate. And I must move. Anuj, I will be in touch soon. It has been a pleasure once again, friends. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting and subscribing. I appreciate it. And I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.